Every morning when your child races out of bed to find out what the dinosaurs did, you're building connection, you're sharing joy and laughter, you're sharing imagination, you're opening these doors to creative play. Hello and welcome back to Demystifying Child's Play, the podcast where we explore the fascinating world of how children learn and grow through play. I'm Ruth Burko, and today's episode is a really fun one. I've actually been waiting all year for this, and you're right, it is too early for Christmas. We're diving into Dinovember, also known as November, that magical month where dinosaurs mysteriously come alive overnight, and how you can use it to support your child's play and understand it as well. Linking, of course, to play schemas. Now, if you've ever woken up in the morning during November and found your child's toy dinosaurs having a tea party, staging a Lego takeover, or swinging from the blinds, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But if I've piqued your interest and you're thinking, what is Dinovember? Keep listening. Dinovember isn't just fun and silly. Well, it is fun and silly, but it's also an amazing opportunity to connect with your child's deep, natural play urges, the ones we call play schemas. And I'm going to jump right in here and let you know that I'll be sharing our daily Dinovember fun over on Instagram. So if you're not already following me, at play_schemas, that's at play_schemas, jump over there, hit follow, and let me know you're there for Dinovember fun. And also, I've got your back with Dinovember ideas, all in one place. Head to playschemas.com/free to download it. It's a PDF. It's got ideas for every day of the month, linking with play schemas. Okay, so let's get comfortable, whether you're out on a walk, catching a rare moment of quiet, or multitasking around the house. Let's dive in and explore Dinovember. Okay, so if you're new here, before we dive into Dinovember, you might be wondering, well, I'm not sure what Dinovember is, but what are play schemas? Play schemas are patterns of repeated behavior that children use to make sense of their world. They're little brain-building blueprints. And once you know what to look for, you'll start seeing them everywhere. There are 10 common play schemas. One is trajectory, which is movement and throwing. I'm sure you've seen that. Another, transportation, which is moving things from one place to another. Rotation, spinning, turning wheels. Orientation, which is looking from different perspectives. Positioning, which is lining up and organizing. Then the other 5 are transformation, connection, disconnection, enclosure, and enveloping. If you want to dive in more, head way back to episode 4 where I outline them all. Can you believe we're nearly episode 50 already? There is a lot also on the blog, which is playschemas.com/blog. You'll find all the notes, everything there. Every child has their own unique mix of schemas, and these patterns change and grow as they do. So now that I've given you a brief introduction to play schemas, I know the question at the forefront of your mind is, okay, I've got an overview of play schemas. What is Dinovember? Dinovember started as a simple family tradition. Every night in November, a couple, Susan and Reef Tuman, would set up their child's toy dinosaurs doing something silly, creative, or maybe a little bit naughty. In the morning, the children would wake up and find dinosaurs eating the cereal, building pillow forts, or making mischief around the house. And it's taken off around the world because it taps into something magical, the wonder of play and imagination. But here's a twist. During Dinovember, it also gives us an amazing chance to lean into your child's natural schemas, the ways they want to play. When you start paying attention to your child's play, especially during Dinovember, you'll start noticing all these schemas in action. Then the dinosaurs can have some extra schema fun. So here's some examples. Remember, there are ones in the free download as well. Just head to playschemas.com/free and you'll find it there. Or send me a DM on Instagram. I love chatting with people. But some quick examples could be trajectory schema. If your child is obsessed with movement, they could be doing throwing, racing, or dropping things. You might snap your dinosaurs zip lining down a piece of string or launching off a ramp into a dino car race. If your child is into transporting schema, would they love filling bags or boxes or buckets and carrying them around? Maybe your dinosaurs might gather up other toys and deliver them to different rooms each night. If they're interested in the rotation schema, if you've got someone who spins or loves wheels moving, you could set up the dinosaurs using a salad spinner or have them roll balls to one another. Or the positioning schema. For kids who love lining things up neatly, you could have the dinosaurs carefully lining up blocks, books, or even shoes in the perfect rows overnight. And last one, the enclosure schema. If your child loves creating little areas for the animals, you could create a dinosaur zoo or have the dinosaurs create enclosures for their other toys. Now, I have done this for years with my class. I've realized for just over 10 years with my class as teaching, and the last couple of years I've done it with my children, and it is so much fun. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I don't do many setup activities for my kids, but it's a bit different during Dinovember. And I would love for you to join in this Dinovember, whether it's for a couple of days, a week, or for the full month. I've shared with you a couple of ideas now, but I've also made that free download, which has a month worth of ideas you can follow or pick and choose from. Just head to playschemas.com/free and you'll find it there. And please do tag me on Instagram if you do participate. Remember, that's @play_schemas. Remember, these activities with your kids setting up for Dinovember, they don't need to be fancy or Instagram perfect. Your child won't care about that. What matters is the joy and connection these little setups start. When I was teaching and doing Dinovember, my students couldn't touch the dinosaurs until after writing time because, of course, this was our month's writing topic. But at home, my boys can engage with it as soon as they're both awake, which for most mornings, they're both awake at the same time and they love it. So now, if you're on board and excited about joining in Dinovember too, here are my top tips for supporting schemas during Dinovember and beyond. As always, observe first. Spend a few minutes just watching your child play. Notice what they repeat again and again and again. That's your clue to which schema is active at the moment. Number 2, follow their lead. Instead of trying to redirect behavior like stopping them from pouring water everywhere, find safe ways to channel it. So for example, if they're in the transformation stage, let them mix up safe kitchen ingredients or make Play-Doh. What you could do during Dinovember is have the dinosaurs set up everything you need to make Play-Doh. Maybe they've made a little bit of mess with the flour, and then that can be a morning activity. Just make sure you do it on a day where you don't have to rush out the door in the morning. And for this, what I would like you to do is set up little invitations. As I said, normally I'm not one to set up big things overnight, and this doesn't need to be big. But use these Dinovember nights to create little setups that match your current schema. As I said, it doesn't need to be elaborate. A few blocks, some tape, some imagination can go a long way. When you understand the schemas, you can reframe these tricky behaviors. And instead of seeing your toddler constantly throwing blocks, thinking, why won't they just stop? You start thinking, they're exploring trajectory. How can I give them a safe way to do that? And as I said, in Dinovember, you could set up a zip line, you could do balls, think about ways you can incorporate your dinosaurs into ways that the kids really want to play with and do. And then see how long they play with it for. This shift with knowing schemas and knowing they're working with natural desires doesn't only reduce frustration, but it helps you connect more deeply with your child. It changes your response from, no, stop that, don't do that, to, let's see how we can build it and knock it down together. One of my favorite examples is a mum I worked with who was feeling a little stressed because her 3-year-old kept throwing everything in sight. And she had some absolutely beautiful Pinterest-worthy setups. But did her child play with them? Yes, for a couple of minutes. But generally, they just threw everything rather than actually playing with it. Once she understood it was a trajectory schema, she set up a soft ball throwing game in the hallway and a safe ramp for rolling cars, and suddenly all this chaos made sense. She felt calmer, her child felt seen, and playtime became fun again. And I've also seen this in my class with my kids. As you can imagine, with a class, there's a good 30 of them or so. But quite often, I've worked with the juniors, and you can see some schemas that are really strong in the young ones. And so one time we'd have the dinosaurs who are chasing the other animals overnight, all the soft toys. And then one of the boys wanted a box in the morning the next day because he thought, we need to trap these dinosaurs. So he was in the enclosure schema. He was thinking about all the different ways we could trap these dinosaurs. So with the enclosure and with the enveloping, we made a big rope around. We put a box open with a trap for the dinosaurs to get into. And they got trapped one night. And that whole night and the whole next day, they stayed in the box. And then the next night, they managed to break themselves out with the help of some other toys. So it's really fun using these schemas as bases for how these dinosaurs are going to have a bit of mischief and have a bit of fun around the house. So this Dinovember, it's more than the dinosaurs just doing silly things. Every morning when your child races out of bed to find out what the dinosaurs did, you're building connection, you're sharing joy and laughter, you're sharing imagination, you're opening these doors to creative play. You're also building their confidence because they feel their play is valued and celebrated. You're building language because I'm sure you're going to be talking all about it, depending on where they're at with their language. Either you're talking to them about it, what you can see, what they're doing, or they are telling you elaborate stories. I know this year for my 4-year-old, and I have to record some down because I'm really excited about what he's going to be saying. And with this, you're also learning. You're seeing patterns, you're noticing schemas, and you're building your own confidence as a parent. So if this has inspired you to start your own Dinovember tradition, or if you'd like more schema-aligned ideas, make sure you head to my Instagram page @play_schemas. I'll be sharing daily inspirations throughout the month of November, Dinovember, and don't forget to check the show notes at playschemas.com/blog for a full list of Dinovember ideas you can print out and use. So remember, whether you're hiding dinosaurs in the pantry or lining them up for a train ride, Every little moment of play is building your child's brain and your relationship with them. So until next time, remember today is a great day to play, and let's get ready to celebrate Dinovember together.